There's no denying that we humans are causing some major changes to the planet. And it's not just us who's feeling the heat. From melting glaciers to warming oceans, every creature on Earth is dealing with the consequences of a changing climate. So let's take a journey around the world and see how animals are living with climate change. Our planet's polar regions are in a state of rapid transformation. As temperatures rise, the Arctic and Antarctic landscapes are changing in unprecedented ways, impacting the animals that call these regions home. But they're showing some pretty cool adaptations to deal with the big changes. In the Arctic, the iconic polar bear, the world's largest land predator, is facing a tough time. As the sea ice melts earlier in the year, these bears have less time to hunt for their favorite food, seals. Hunting on ice floes is a lot easier than swimming around in the freezing water trying to catch prey. This means that polar bears need to travel long distances to find food, expending lots of energy before they even get something to eat. Some bears are getting too skinny to survive. They end up swimming long distances between the ice floes and often don't have enough energy left to actually hunt. That's kind of like if your local grocery store was underwater and you had to do a doggy paddle to get there. Now imagine if you had to do that every time you needed to buy groceries. It wouldn't be easy, would it? So yeah, polar bears are having a hard time adjusting to the melting ice, and it's really affecting their survival. Then we've got the walruses. These big guys love chilling on the ice. But as the ice disappears, they're being forced to crowd together on land in huge numbers. This means that they're much more vulnerable to stampedes, where hundreds of them can be crushed and trampled. You can picture the chaos and danger of thousands of heavy, grumpy walruses getting squished together. Plus, with more walruses on land, there's more competition for food. It's tough for everyone involved. It's like a massive sleepover gone wrong. Now let's head down under to the Antarctic. There are some amazing animals down here. Have you heard of the adorable and clumsy emperor penguin? These penguins are known for their epic huddling together to keep warm in the harsh Antarctic winter. But with rising temperatures, these winter cuddles might become a thing of the past. As temperatures rise, the icy conditions that penguins rely on to survive may change, making the huddles less necessary. But that means they won't have the chance to snuggle and stay warm together. No more penguin hugs. Not good for them. And hey, who doesn't love a good penguin hug? As for those pesky invasive species, well, they're loving the warmer temperatures. Take, for instance, the Arctic killifish, a small fish found in the northern seas. This little guy normally stays close to the poles, but with rising temperatures, it's been spotted further south than ever before. When it gets to a new place, it tends to outcompete native species for food and resources, causing problems for the animals already living there. It's like showing up to a party with a bigger appetite than everyone else. And trust me, nobody wants to be outcompeted at their own party. Oceans cover over 70% of our planet and are home to a whole host of amazing creatures from tiny plankton to giant whales. But these waters are warming up fast, and that's causing some serious stress for the animals living in them. Coral reefs are some of the most diverse ecosystems on Earth, providing food and shelter for thousands of marine species. But they're super sensitive to changes in temperature and chemistry. As ocean temperatures rise, corals undergo something called coral bleaching. During normal times, corals have a symbiotic relationship with algae called zooxanthellae, which live in their tissues and give them their beautiful colors. But when water temperatures get too high, corals become stressed and expel these algae, resulting in bleached white skeletons. Without these algae, corals lose their main source of food and struggle to survive. It's like if someone took all the color out of your best friend's hair. Not pretty. This means that tons of fish species that depend on reefs for food and shelter are losing their homes. Take the clownfish, for instance. As reefs decline, these little fish lose both their homes and their usual hangout spots, making them more vulnerable to predators. It's like if someone bulldozed your neighborhood playground and you had to wander the streets all alone. Not good. And then we've got the oceans themselves. As water temperatures rise, oceans become less hospitable for some species. For example, some fish like the Atlantic cod are moving further north in search of colder waters. But this can cause problems for the species already living there, disrupting the delicate balance of the ecosystem. Imagine if your town suddenly became home to millions of new residents looking for a place to stay and stuff to eat. It could get pretty crowded and chaotic. Forests play a crucial role in our planet's health. They help regulate the climate, prevent soil erosion, and provide homes for countless animals. But as temperatures rise, forests are facing some serious changes. Elephants are facing longer and more frequent droughts, forcing them to travel farther in search of food and water. In Africa, these journeys can take them far away from their usual habitats, bringing them into conflict with humans. It's like if someone decided to move your house from one side of town to the other just because they didn't feel like walking next door anymore. Not very neighborly, right? And with more elephants on the move, they're also more likely to encounter vehicles on roads, leading to collisions and injuries. So it's a bumpy road ahead for these gentle giants. Moose are large mammals typically found in wooded areas of the northern hemisphere. But as winters become warmer, their numbers are declining. Why, you ask? Well, it's all about those pesky ticks. Warmer temperatures mean that ticks can survive better and reproduce more easily, leading to larger populations. And guess what? Ticks love feasting on moose blood. Just imagine having a constant swarm of these little bloodsuckers latching onto you. Not fun, especially when they can transmit diseases that kill you. It's like having a bunch of vampire bats living in your attic. Not exactly a dream come true. Moose can get infested by tens of thousands of ticks, and it's not just an itchy annoyance. These tiny parasites can weaken them over time, making them more susceptible to illnesses and even death. But wait, there's more. Ticks aren't the only threat. Black flies are also on the rise thanks to warmer temperatures. They target moose calves, making it harder for them to survive. It's like if a bunch of tiny mosquitoes were out to get your babies. Talk about a nightmare scenario. To make matters worse, warmer winters also lead to larger populations of moose predators like wolves, bears, and cougars. With all these predators on the prowl, moose are in a tough spot. It's like being surrounded by a pack of hungry wolves while trying to swat away a swarm of biting flies. Not exactly a picnic. And then we've got the birds. Across Europe, some species are migrating earlier in the spring due to warmer weather, but this can cause some serious mismatches in their food supply. See, when birds arrive at their summer homes, they rely on insects and plants to be ready for their arrival. But with warmer temperatures, plants flower earlier and insects hatch before their usual time. This means that when the birds show up, the food they depend on might not be ready yet, leaving them without enough food to survive. It's like if your favorite restaurant kept changing its opening hours without telling you, and you showed up hungry only to find the doors locked. Not ideal. Take the Arctic tern, for instance, which travels from the Arctic to Antarctica each year, covering an incredible distance of about 40,000 kilometers. That's like flying from London to Sydney and back twice a year. But as temperatures rise, its breeding grounds in the Arctic are melting away, forcing it to find new places to lay its eggs. And with so many animals affected by climate change, there's bound to be some unexpected consequences. Take the red fox, for instance. This clever creature has been moving into areas once dominated by the Arctic fox. As temperatures rise, red foxes are able to survive in the Arctic territories, causing problems for the Arctic foxes that already live there. It's like if someone invited a bunch of raccoons to your birthday party and they brought their trash pandas to crash the bash. Not cool. So what can we do to help these amazing creatures? Well, for starters, we can reduce our carbon footprint by using public transportation, conserving energy, and recycling. We can also support organizations that are working to protect animals and their habitats. And finally, we can spread the word and educate others about the impact of climate change on animals. After all, we're all in this together. As we wrap up our journey, it's clear that climate change is affecting animals all around the world in big and small ways. From the polar regions to the forests and oceans, no habitat or species is safe. But amidst these challenges, we've also seen incredible examples of resilience and adaptation. So let's keep learning, keep caring, and keep taking action. Because when animals suffer, we all do. And when we protect them, we're protecting ourselves and our planet for future generations.